Brazil hasn't won a World Cup in over 2 decades, and here's the reality for us Brazilians. We want one. We want number 6. We're sick. We're sick of getting out to these European teams. We want number 6, and the man who's going to fix it all is Carlo Ancelotti. But the question is, with the injuries, with maybe the Jogo Bonito leaving, is Ancelotti going to be able to get us to lift that number 6? I don't know. Before I give my panic meter, because there's things happening behind the scenes, Christian, what do you think?
I'm probably, as the guest Brazilian today. I'm
beautiful kit, by the way.
Thank you so much. Ronaldinho on the back, by the way. This is my panic meter out of 10. I'm at an 8 because when it came to the qualifiers, I didn't see the consistency or even dominance. I understand Argentina the last 8 to 10 years as basically it's almost like a guaranteed number 1, but in CONMEBOL, Brazil were the giants, where you're terrified of having to play them. But even when Bolivia are against them, they're like, yeah, I think we can get a result and stuff like that. Or even the U.S. played a friendly against Brazil a year ago, 2 years ago. And we I think drew 1-1.
Yep.
I'm like, that ain't supposed to happen.
That's not supposed to happen. That's not what the script's supposed to be. That's not what the script's supposed to be.
So I'm at an 8. I mean, we're looking at some of the stats here, but they finished 5th in World Cup qualifying, and they've added more spots to the World Cup. So this is a little bit concerning. The top scorer, Rafinha, with 5 goals, but yeah, they have a history, obviously. 5 World
that's
Cups.
history, though.
Yeah. Well, how do we look forward? What about where are you at?
Yeah, I'm at, listen, if you asked me a couple months ago, I'd probably be nicer, but injuries that have been showing up lately, I'm at a 6. I'm at a 6 because here's the truth, man. Like, Rodrygo out is confirmed.
That's a brutal.
That hurts.
That's a brutal
Neymar is somebody that's the engine of the Brazilian national teams for the last 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So he's not even 100% sure if he's going to make it. So we'll see that. Other injuries like Militão as well, that's not fully recovered yet. But the thing is this, we have a lot of options up top, a lot of options. So it gets to a point where it's like, will Ancelotti be able to establish something with all this talent, given that it's 3-4 months away in the tournament? So I'm at a 6 because I think even though we have injuries, even though we didn't look too hot in the Copa America, at the end of the day, when you have talent, sometimes talent can make things happen. But hard work beats talent. And sometimes I feel like they're not working hard over there.
That's the thing. It's like the last, when they won in 2002.
Yes.
Right. And I didn't really start paying attention to soccer like until really the 2002 is when I was like kind of like into it, but 2006 is when I was like, when Italy won, and I was,
what a time.
Yeah, I was living in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and I remember going to Bensonhurst where all the Italians were, and they were celebrating on the street, and that was like the first time I saw like how a World Cup could affect like the community and stuff like that. I was like that's why I was like really enamored and fell in love with the sport. But the thing I knew, even in 2002, I was like, Brazil is like the
powerhouse.
R9. And then every World Cup, I'm like, all right, they're gonna do the thing that they always do, and it's just, especially in the 2018 and 22, it's just missing. I mean, the storylines are Neymar flopping, and it's never the beautiful football the football that we want to see. So
I think a lot of people in Brazil also agree with that. If you could bring back that graphic of where they were at or where they got eliminated every single year.
Oh, yeah, let's see that.
Because I think it's very interesting to see. 2010, that was probably one of the worst. That was when Fredji was up top. Do you remember Fredji? Number 9 Fred.
Okay.
2014, we don't talk about that.
Midfielder Fred?
No.
Different Fred.
Different Fred.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I remember.
Curly hair Fred.
Yeah.
2014, we don't talk about because I'm traumatized and I don't want to talk about semifinal. Please, let's every button on the page. Let me click every button because that was trauma. I was crying that day all day.
Yeah.
So 7-1. Oh gosh,
that's brutal.
Anyways, so 2018, that one hurt. I think that was against Belgium. The crazy Courtois save last minute. 2022 penalties. When I don't know why when you're up 1-0 against Croatia, you want to get everybody up. That was Fredji, the midfielder's fault. CDM playing up top. They concede. We go to penalties. We lose. All these things could have been avoided. But I feel like 2022 was the time that we really could have done it. We would have versed Argentina in the semifinal. But we'll see what happens. I think the minimum we'll get to is the quarterfinals, and some people think that's crazy. But also, given the fact of the format of this World Cup, I think it's a little bit not easier, but it's more probable.
The group is
Exactly.
should be fairly like kind of
Exactly.
walk in the park.
Exactly.
So it shouldn't be that great. I out of my panic tells me there's gonna be a bigger disappointment, like out in the round of 16.
Brazil round of 16.
Yeah. That's but and I mentioned this.
Take off that kit right now. Take off that kit right now.
I mentioned it to our producer. He was like, "What?" Well, in our production guy, he's like, "What? What do you mean round 16?" I'm like, That's how nervous I am.
Shoot,
but
man.
given again more teams in the World Cup, it should be more likely to at least get. It should be easier to get to the quarterfinal than it was in the past.
Yes.
But the Rodrygo injury, we don't know what's happening with Neymar. Now like we'll see. Or hopefully Igor Thiago maybe gets called.
But that's the thing. They have so many replacements: Igor Thiago, Jean Pedro, Endrick, Vinny, Cunha. Like there's a lot of options. Even the midfield's pretty good too. Joe Linton, who had a great game yesterday. Bruno G. Even Casemiro. There's a lot of players that Ederson or Alisson, you choose, pick your poison. Like who's better?
Sure.
It's like for me, I think there's a lot of options, but the main thing's gonna be like chemistry is the main thing. You look at teams like Spain, France; they got a little bit more chemistry in there.
It sometimes feels like is the. And maybe this is on Carlo Ancelotti to figure out like how much do we install some sort of system or but Carlo Ancelotti is the king of like I just put
let
the best
boys
player,
play.
let the boys play, and they figure it out. So is that what they need? Maybe in the past that's what they've tried to be a bit more structured, and it's led to kind of these disappointments at the World Cup. And maybe Carlo could change that. So we'll see. Carlo Ancelotti, obviously, his historic manager, 5-time Champions League winner at AC Milan and Real Madrid. And he's been the manager of Brazil since May 2025.
Having that aura on the sideline, though, always helps. I imagine like you're tired of a game, you look to the right, and Carlo Ancelotti's there. It's like, all right, hold on, chewing his gum. It's like,
just
all right.
sipping a caipirinha, chilling there.
Mid-game caipirinha.
He's like, don't judge me.
What do we do, Carlo? Joga.
Figure it out. No, man. It's a. I want to see, especially at this World Cup and being played in North America, you want to see Brazil. And there's so many vibrant Brazilian communities all across the country. And we saw it. It was all even awesome during the Club World Cup, seeing that as well.
Yeah.
So you want them to have a good old little tournament. So
a lot of Brazilian communities. I mean, you go to Orlando, Boston, Jersey. Like they love the East Coast.
Yeah.
But man, I know everyone loves to see Joga Bonito. I know it's not the big names that people love, like Ronaldinho, Kaká, all that. But I don't know. Something about me is just like it's going to be a little bit different this year, and it might be the wrong way. You might be right.
I think it's the Joga Bonito has been. I think I don't know if people are trying to shut it. Like, look at all this that's going on with Vinicius. Like you're trying to take away that
you can't dance anymore.
Like you can't dance anymore. Like so I think it like the players like at their clubs they might be a little bit more stifled. Like don't do that. But when they get this is their time. Like yo, do your thing.
And I will say, similar to what we saw with Messi in the last World Cup, how they were dying for him. If Neymar comes back, we might see something similar because he's already talking about retiring in the end of 2026.
Yeah.
If he comes back, there might be a thing where it's like, yo, Neymar deserves this World Cup. Let's put our bodies on the line for him.
We'll see if he gets called up. I mean, he scored a bunch of goals so far the last couple weeks.
I just hope he doesn't get injured.
But did you see that somebody tackled him the other day? Yo, you have a beef with Neymar?
As a Brazilian, don't touch him. Do not touch that guy. He's our gem. Don't touch him. But
I understand if some Dutch guy does it, but like, what the hell are they doing out in Brazil? Protect your king.
Yeah,
bro.
protect him.
So all right, we'll see, man.
We'll see.